In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 3. Now, what the fuck is going on? Why am I a baby right now? Help. Now, the reason I didn't do a whole review on Episode 2 is because, well, let's just look what happened in that episode. We had Victor Strand turning against a character and killing him and lying to Alicia about it. Now, when a big character lies to another big character about killing someone, that usually means they're going down a certain dark path. And that dark path usually leads them to death. But we just had this episode to go off from, so I didn't really have much to talk about in episode 2, of course, apart from Daniel faking his memory loss. Just after episode 2 even became available to watch, we then had the trailer of episode 3. So if you're looking at Daniel faking his memory loss to the CRM stuff we were inevitably going to see, episode 3 was definitely more appealing. Now, there is a big issue with the CRM being in Fear the Walking Dead because every time they've mentioned the CRM, they've shown such a vulnerable and weak side to it, which is okay. But they've had their second opportunity to do it, and they did it again. They've just shown that the CRM can be pushed over. And then, of course, there's World Beyond, where there was a really interesting end credit scene. There's so much in that one 30-second scene, and Fear the Walking Dead actually showed us a lot too. Maybe not for the best with Fear, but these 2 episodes gave us a lot about the CRM nonetheless. Let's get into it. Of course, just quickly before we do begin, make sure you subscribe or you are like... Don't. And make sure you join the official Discord for the channel. But don't if you're happy.
George.
No evidence needed, exactly. No evidence needed.
I was joking when I said that.
Oh my god.
Well, we know who
George.
the other one is. We know who the other one
Thank you
is.
very much.
No evidence needed, exactly. No evidence needed.
Thank you very much.
The story of my life. So this episode was really good and self-contained. It was actually enjoyable and reminded me of a classic The Walking Dead episode. And you'll find that these first 3 episodes of Season 6 don't consist of anything that would have made you dislike Season 5. Because Season 5 was shit. The thing with this episode is that it was good. There's the overpowering flaw that gets rid of all that when you see that most of this episode was for nothing and the CRM was handled terribly. Now, if you don't remember who Althea was looking for in this episode, she's looking for Isabel. She was just a CRM soldier out on a mission, and while she only lasted for an episode, she knew Althea and was with Althea for 2 days. And this entire episode is Dwight and Althea out on a run for Virginia, whilst also going to see Althea's friend they call the Beer Lady. The Beer Lady being Isabel. Because of course in the episode where Isabel appeared, she was romantic with Althea. And despite having a gun to her head at every moment in the episode, despite being warned of the rules and regulations of the CRM, she goes looking for her again in this episode, and they go through this whole building, they get confronted with the bubonic plague. Dwight even gets infected himself. And when she finally gets to the roof, she calls the CRM and tells them to fuck off. She originally planned to call the helicopter down to reunite with Isabel, but when it came to actually doing it after all they had went through, she told them the area was infected and that they shouldn't land. Again, you could say that was the right thing to do, but is it really after everything they went through in this episode? The whole episode was about getting to the roof, and it was about calling the helicopter. She had the opportunity to do it and didn't, and that's Althea's character in a nutshell. She goes through dangerous lengths to get what she wants, and when it actually comes down to it, she doesn't follow through with it. I hate her. No, I don't really hate her. She's actually genuinely good in this episode. I think they fixed, like I said, everything you would have not liked about Season 5. And of course, at the very end, like we expected, Dwight picks up the walkie-talkie when he hears Sherry's voice. So that's another reason why Althea would have stayed, of course. Dwight runs outside and we get a little music video. And although I'm not keen on the Sherry and Dwight storyline, I think it's so cool that the Walking Dead story that was pushed into the background has been continued in Fear. And they didn't long it out to the rest of the season like they did with Season 5. They meet, and it's episode 3. It's good that it's not going to last the whole season of them looking for each other again. I just don't like that every single time we've seen a single thing about the CRM in Fear, it's been seen as so weak. They told Althea 3 times to get off their line on the walkie-talkie. She stayed on there, and after, she was offered beer. She went to the beer container and it was medicine, so that's a friendly pilot. But they shouldn't be friendly, they should be disturbed and messed up in the fucking head. Now, of course, the writers will do what they want to do, but is it the best thing to do? To add some sweet love story into something you're trying so hard to make the viewers fear? These are the people that have Rick Grimes. And although we saw the CRM soldier Barker in World Beyond get punished for having doubt, Isabel has done so much to rebel against what the CRM would want. It's so interesting because just think about why Dwight and Althea were out there in the first place, and with Virginia knowing about a helicopter, knowing that Althea came into contact with this other group at some point in time. With the Omaha community gone now, it's likely Virginia's group could be up next in the Alliance. But I just don't think it's a good idea to have such a soft introduction to what this group are. Surely the best thing to do would be to bring a wave of darkness into fear with the CRM, and not have one of the pilots be a complete pushover. I mean, I think they're showing that they're this accessible, so that of course Virginia can be that third community again, but even then, she's just such a weak character. Everything about her power and her group is just weak, and I really hope that doesn't happen, but honestly, it just looks like that's gonna happen.
You just said we formed an army. You didn't tell me what for.
I will. In time.
Virginia, these people are not your biggest fans. How do you expect them to follow you?
That's your job, Victor. You have a fine young group of soldiers on your hands.
It's interesting because in the last episode we had Strand literally move Alicia to a further away place within the community so that he would stop being reminded of his older self, and has at the same time been given a new role. He's almost a general of the army that he's just given Virginia. And, I mean, what does this remind you of? Especially when he had just done something quite evil. Especially, it wouldn't even have been that bad if he didn't lie to Alicia, but he killed Sanjay and then lied to Alicia about it. He didn't even let her in on it that he sacrificed him. He killed him and lied. If Virginia is joining forces with the CRM and becoming that third community, then the CRM is the perfect opportunity for Strand to become that new person.
Just know, when the time comes for me to call y'all up for the big show, y'all best be ready.
She makes you want to drink detergent. No, but I think the bottom line with Strand is that he's going to betray the group, and if not, I think he's already done that. As much as I like him and as much as he is a good character, I think that's just who he's always been. But what do you think? Do you think he's about to do something really bad? Do you think he's about to betray the group? And do you think he's going to be the next to die? I mean, no one's died on Fear for a while. And what did you think of the episode? Do you think it's already better than Season 5? Do you think it's going to get worse? Because that's pretty much what happened with Season 5. I mean, obviously these episodes have been much better already, but you never really know with Fear. It could really just fuck you up. Let me know what you think down below, and of course if you enjoyed this video then make sure you press the like button. It will help me out and get this video seen by more people. If you did enjoy it then make sure you check out my other videos. Check out this one for my full review on The Walking Dead World Beyond episode 4. We take a look at that crazy end scene we got where we actually saw the CRM experiments taking place. They were actually experimenting on someone and we got to see it. And of course make sure you subscribe so you're the first to hear about The Walking Dead and the first to see my videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.